Hi everybody, this is Teri from Technique Tuesday, and Chalkboard is such a hot look in home decor right now that I thought it'd be fun to create some globes that you can use on a scrapbook page or card or any kind of paper crafting project that has, well, the chalkboard look. So let me show you how to do this. First thing we're going to do is you're going to cut or die cut a globe and a small heart using the Here Globe steel dies from Technique Tuesday. And then you're also going to cut a 1 3/4 inch circle. Now I'm using a steel die from Technique Tuesday called the Circles dies, and there's a bunch of circles that are part of those dies. I'm just using one of them. But you can also use a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Now what you're going to do is, when I emboss, I like to take an anti-static pouch and I like to brush it right over my cardstock. So you're going to take an anti-static pouch and just brush it right over your cardstock circle. And what that does is it helps you stamp so that when you stamp and put the embossing powder onto it, the embossing powder doesn't stick elsewhere onto the cardstock. So here I'm going to stamp the Miss You phrase. And now I'm going to stamp just a couple stars around it. There's no real rhyme or reason here. I'm just going to stamp 3 stars at random. And now I'm going to dump a little embossing powder on top. And then I'm going to just shake off that powder. And you see I bent the piece of scratch paper that I've dumped the powder in. That helps to funnel it back into the embossing powder jar. And now I've heated it up, and through the magic of video, you can see this is what it looks like now that the ink and the embossing powder has been melted. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a sponge or a piece of felt and just kind of brush over that piece of cardstock. That'll remove some of that powder that got onto the paper from when I rubbed the anti-static pouch onto it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that little sponge over, and I'm just going to use a sponge and I'm going to sponge on some white ink, and that'll really make that piece of black cardstock look like a chalkboard. So, chalkboards are never clean. They're always got and they're always messy, and they always have a little bit of chalk on them. So that white ink just substitutes for the look of chalk. So when you get done, you'll have something that looks like this. Now, I always like to add a cute element. So here I've added the heart onto the globe, or onto the circle. And now what I'm going to do is put some foam adhesive onto the circle, because I want this to pop when I put it onto the globe. So now I put it onto the globe, and you'll see there's the globe, and there's the circle on top of it, and that little circle part of the globe just kind of pops out. Now this globe will look really cool on a card. So here I've put it onto a card, so it says Miss You, and I've kind of put it right onto a clipboard. And then you can even use that globe onto other projects. So here I've taken a notebook, and I've made a second globe, and I've just adhered the globe right onto the notebook. This is just a cheap notebook I found for $1 at a big box store. Kind of a fun way to take those cheap little items and make them a little more personalized, so you can give them as a gift to a friend or someone you love. For a list of all the products that I used to make the project shown to you today, check out below the video here on YouTube, and you'll see the products I used. Also, for more great ideas using the Here Globe die, check out TechniqueTuesday.com. And by the way, be sure to check out our YouTube channel for even more tutorials and fun ideas.